Hey guys, Junlox here, back with our semi-blind playthrough of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Last time, we didn't fight Blade Wolf. That was the time before. What we did last time was basically, we fought two battles. We ninja ran across a exploding bridge. One of the battles was like a helicopter, or a helicopter drone, I guess, and then talked on the codec a bunch. So we'll do more of that. This is my little heated shoulder and arm sleeve, which is pretty fantastic. I injured my shoulder a few months back, and I have calcific tendinopathy, which they thought had progressed, but now when I went to see ortho a few days back, they thought they took another look at the x-ray, and they're like, you might have actually ripped a piece of your bone off there. So, had to get another x-ray. So we'll see what happens, but in the meantime, heat, because I think I popped it again yesterday, and then last night I vaguely remember like waking up in the middle of the night with it hurting pretty bad. So heat is amazing. Heat is amazing. I have this like infrared light that I put on it as well. That seems to help, but it's just shoulders are really, you know, even the ortho guy was like, he basically told me like shoulders are very, they get irritable, and that can, you know, you don't want it to flare up because that'll set your progress with healing back. And so physical therapy had me doing strengthening exercises, which is what triggered the injury a few months back. And he's like, you shouldn't be doing strengthening if you still have pain. You do range of motion until there's no pain, and then you do strengthening. It's like, yep, that makes sense to me. Which is basically why I stopped going to physical therapy, because they kept pushing me. So, yeah. I'm doing it on my own. I'm going to reschedule physical therapy and just be like, exercise in range of motion only, you dumb bitch. No, I didn't, you know. Yeah. Okay, let's...
Most impressive, Raiden.
Yeah. Gonna have to do a lot more than float around like that to beat me.
Indeed, indeed. So, now you are in Sukumi Old Town. Pretty much still the same as after war in 1990s.
Looks like it.
Make your way through town. You'll need to pass through an abandoned hotel to reach the hill. The hotel is serving as headquarters for cyborg forces patrolling the new city.
Sounds like a blast. And why exactly am I walking right into enemy HQ?
Well, it's not a stealth mission, eh? Striking them will weaken their entire forces. Besides, we don't want them stabbing you in the back.
All right. At least I'll get to top off my electrolytes.
This is the spirit. Trust me, it is easier than knocking on refinery front gate.
Oh, so we're going through the HQ to get to the backside of the refinery.
Raiden, let's recap your route.
Shoot.
First, continue down the road you are on. An abandoned hotel is up ahead. This road ends at the hotel. Enter and you should be able to reach a hill from the roof. There are more Soviet ruins past that hill. Get through there and you will reach the rear of the refinery.
Head for the hotel roof. Got it.
Hotel roof, something about a hill. Yeah. It's funny because it's like I have to picture it, but he's going so fast. I'm like, hill, refinery, okay.
Boris, any idea where they're getting the money to fund this operation? Assembling this many cyborgs can't come cheap. Not to mention getting them all here.
There are two questions we have about the money. Is Dolzaev paying Desperado out of his own pocket?
Unlikely.
And if not, then who is?
We do not know size of Dolzaev's war chest, only that he has some funding. Insurgent does not always mean the dirt poor guerrilla with the hunting rifle and homemade bomb. Some rebel groups are very well funded, in Arab oil nations, for instance.
Right. They have benefactors who share the same ideology.
There is also a chance some other party is backing Desperado directly. creating conflict for their own reasons, like the Patriots used to. Many groups stand to profit from wars, yes? Not just PMCs. Arms maker, contractor. Perhaps it is this kind of corporation behind him.
The oil interests alone could make billions here.
Duh. Already this violence so near the Abkhazia-Sochi pipeline is affecting markets. An interruption in the pipeline would shift the balance of power between the world's oil giants. Whether it's Dolzaev's goal or no, many groups stand to gain a lot of money from this mess.
Yep. And we're the ones that suffer, the little people. You know, it's interesting, too, because, like, during World War II, American arms manufacturers were selling both to the U.S. military and to the Nazis, right? And I believe that one of the U.S. presidents pardoned the person in charge. I don't remember all the details, but yeah, politics is fucking dirty. All this stuff is dirty, and the average person, yeah, just kind of gets shit on.
Ryder, I've been thinking. What Sundowner said. How peace in Africa was a problem for him. Do you remember?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like somebody fighting for an anti-Inmani faction, does it? The Prime Minister definitely had his detractors. Anyone in that position would. But he listened to them, treated them fairly. There was no real injustice for the opposition to rally around, so the rival factions never got that popular or that well-funded. There's no way they could afford all this.
But it does not make sense for Desperado to be acting alone here either. Even if they trigger full-blown war, there is no guarantee they would get the contract. Perhaps this is about natural resources? The last civil war was over precious metals.
You think big business hired Desperado to shake things up?
Who can say? At least it has not grown into a real civil war. Yet.
We need to figure out who's at the root of all this if we're gonna end it.
But knowing is only half the battle. It is the other half that will get you killed.
Yeah.
Well, no matter what, this mission has a nice side benefit. Putting a dent in Desperado will screw whoever's backing them, too.
Our focus is to help the Abkhaz people. But if we hurt those responsible for this on the way, well, so be it.
Interesting, because that's something that I don't know. I know the final boss is Armstrong, but I don't know... I don't know how this connects to that, you know? I know he's all like, oh, we have to... You know, he wants to take over, I think. But I don't know why. Or how this affects that. Anyway.
Right then, let's recap.
Shoot.
Okay.
First, continue down the road.
Yeah.
This road ends at the hotel. Enter and you should be able to reach a hill. There are more Soviet ruins past that hill.
Head for the hotel.
Okay, so hotel, get to the roof, hill, more ruins, and then the oil refinery.
Hey, Kev. That piece of shit who killed Inmani. Is he one of those almighty winds?
Yeah. Goes by Sundowner. It's a folk name for this warm air current in Southern California. He's also, well, not the formal head of Desperado, but pretty much their de facto leader. Let's see. Born in Alabama.
He's got the
family was
accent.
Poor. Solid student, decent grades, but no money for college, so he joined the army. Says he fought in Panama in '89, then Iraq again, Afghanistan. In 2008, he drops out of the service and starts doing merc work for various PMCs. He was active all through the SOP years. Built up quite a reputation. Apparently, the Sundowner handle comes from all the blood he leaves behind. Looks like the sunset. Anyway, an IED put him out of action for a few years. But then, Cyborg Tech brought him out of retirement. The Army investigated him for possible war crimes. A few times, looks like. Desecrating remains, torturing POWs, some wrongful deaths. No convictions, though.
Pretty rosy past, huh? Not that I'm one to talk.
Hey, come on, buddy. You know that's not fair. You were just a kid. You didn't know what you were doing.
Oh, they know about
And
it.
it's not like they gave you a choice.
Yeah. Thanks, Kev.
Interesting. But also, like, you know, because I was in the military, it's really hard to just... they're like, oh, war crimes and all that stuff, and I'm like, I couldn't just walk into a group of civilians and shoot them. You know what I mean? Like, you're part of a squad and a company and a platoon and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's other people around. It's, you know, it might be different to, like, Vietnam. That was one thing. You know, but even then, like, who the hell knows? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just weird. They're like, Sundowner did all this stuff, and I'm just like, how though? Because you don't really get that many. You don't really get the opportunities. Unless he was special forces or something. Or, I mean, honestly, if he was CIA, I could see that, because they do some dirty shit, but...
Kev, you dig up anything more on Jetstream Sam?
Yeah, actually a bit. Still a lot of missing pieces.
I'll take what I can.
Right. Full name, Samuel Rodriguez. Born in Brazil, so I guess that'd be more like Samuel Rodriguez. He's actually not one of the Winds of Destruction. He's not even a Desperado employee.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't seem like your typical PMC to me.
His father ran a Brazilian Kenjutsu dojo.
Genjutsu. That's a school of Japanese swordplay.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Japanese immigrated to Brazil way back when. They brought martial arts with them. Those evolved and became their own offshoots. You've heard of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? It's their variation on Judo. Brazilian Kenjutsu's the same kind of thing. A different evolution of the old samurai sword skills. Bit of capoeira and some other stuff mixed in. Anyway, I did some digging. Apparently, the Rodriguez dojo was a big proponent of the Uridachi style.
Uridachi, a.k.a. Setsujinken, the murdering sword. Basically the polar opposite of my sword of justice.
Oh, I love this.
Rodriguez Kenjutsu uses kicks, sword butts, even throws. Unpredictable and very deadly. Anyway, this is interesting. Sam's father was killed by one of his pupils. There were rumors one of the cartels was involved, but it's not clear how or why.
Interesting.
After that, Sam disappears for a while, then comes back, kills the guy who killed his dad, and leaves Brazil. He travels the world for a while, taking odd jobs, bodyguard, cleaner for the mob, etc., etc. Made a big name for himself in the criminal underworld, especially in Central and South America. One story has Sam taking out a mafia hit squad, 10 men, all with assault rifles, using only his sword.
Not unheard of for a cyborg.
This was back in the early 2000s.
Come on. He did that without enhancements? And pre-SOP?
That's the story anyway. And he's a cyborg now, so he could only be stronger. Not to freak you out or anything.
I told you, Kev. I got a reading on his fighting style from last time. And my body's been upgraded. I'll be fine.
Yeah. No. I know you will be.
Huh. See, I didn't realize he wasn't a member of Desperado. I didn't know he wasn't one of the Winds, because his name is Jetstream Sam, after all, right? Interesting. So then what's he doing with Desperado? Is he a consultant to a consultant, or a contractor to a contractor? Is that how that... He's subcontracting? Okay.
Ride it. Head for the oil...
Awesome. We'll do Doctor.
That was a Hammerhead, right? I know it's the first canard rotor wingcraft to go into general use.
Mm-hmm. Capable of taking off vertically like a helicopter with a fixed wing mode for speedy flight. A jet nozzle on the rotor provides the propulsion that spins the rotor and keeps the craft hovering. During flights, the rotor is fixed, becoming the craft's main wing. The tail wings and canards, the wings on the far front, provide lift while the craft is changing modes.
Pretty wild. And the Hammerhead's the only one out there.
The design began as DARPA-funded research. The craft they designed could take off and hover well enough, but they could never figure out how to handle going over to fixed wing. The project was cancelled in 2006, but AT Corps apparently picked up where they left off.
Sounds like a troubled development.
But worth the effort. Unlike a helicopter or tilt rotor, the machinery spinning the rotor is exceedingly simple. Not only does it cut down on weight, but maintenance is made easier. In fixed-wing mode, it is no different from any other jet aircraft, giving it a decisive speed advantage. I must say it's well suited as an escort to a tilt rotor, too.
I can see you're a fan.
Oh, I'm a fan of anything imaginatively designed. As a scientist, it pushes all my buttons, one would say. In terms of innovation, it shares a great deal with the Triebflügel, a World War II-era German concept craft. It, too, utilized the tip-jet concept.
Doesn't look like it has any business being in the air, though. I'd be kind of nervous riding in one.
Oh, but that's just what would make the ride such fun, no? I'm a firm believer in the case for more pie-in-the-sky experimentation like this. We live in an age of UGs, after all. We don't even need test pilots.
True.
No one's gonna get on if it crashes, Doc.
I'll have to look at it again. I thought it was just a normal helicopter, but apparently not.
Hey, Doc. Kev mentioned a lot of the high-ranking military were brain-jacked. Can you give me any more on that?
Well, it is not my area of expertise, but I have working knowledge of such matters, yes. Much of it is similar to cybernetics, you know.
Makes sense. A cyborg's frame is reading signals directly from the brain.
Indeed. Brainjacking employs nanomachines to stop these signals from reaching a normal body.
Oh.
The pilot can then substitute their own signals and control the victim.
Oh, that's not
They
good.
can govern all motor movement, but not the victim's thoughts. It is not mind control. More like a puppet. The subject will not move on their own. The pilot must send control signals.
You can't just implant an idea like a hypnotist.
Precisely. You must manipulate them directly. Now, there are several methods for doing this. The pilot can act out the desired behavior and send the resulting electric impulses in real time. For example, the master raises his right hand, the victim does the same. The master says, Arschgeige, and the victim does as well.
Yeah, I get the idea, Doc.
Another method is to set an AI in control as a victim. Less convincing, but less labor-intensive. The AI can access the subject's memory center, at least, to recognize acquaintances and the like.
But anyone looks
Whoa.
really closely, and the gig is up.
Mimicking behavior from surface memories is difficult, you know. Quite difficult. AIs are still very poor at replicating more subtle cues, such as the manner of speaking. As a result, often the victim can barely pass as a human, much less any certain individual. With the current tech, a passing acquaintance might be fooled, but not a close friend. Not for long.
Good. The idea of AIs controlling people is bad enough. At least I'll be able to tell if it happens to someone I know.
Interesting. I don't think the average person would know. They'd just be like, "Are you okay? You've been acting weird all day." Right? But also, that's got to be traumatic. You get brain jacked and it's like your body stops obeying your thoughts.
So, Doc, if brainjacking can access someone's memory, can't we basically see everything in their past?
Well, that would depend on precisely what you mean by see their past. The brain does not store every single detail the senses take in, you know. It records highlights, further simplified into a highly symbolic form, all to lighten the amount of data. We know how the brain reacts to what it was previously aware of. We can even gauge the emotion provoked. But reproducing memories? No. I've seen little progress in research to this area.
But say we directly linked my brainstem with the nanomachines of a brainjacking victim. Couldn't I read their memories?
There have been attempts at such things, but it is not so simple, you know. The connections between successive memories make up one's identity. If you disturb that... For example, say we remove all memories you have of being yourself and replace them with my own.
Yeah.
You would feel you was a great Dr. Wilhelm Vogt. You would behave very similar to how I do. However, what if instead you kept your own memories and we added mine to them? You would feel you are both Raiden and Wilhelm Vogt. Suddenly your memories would not lead one to the next. You would be confused, disoriented, without a sense of which man you were, and thus how you should behave. So, you see, the very concept is not practical for most military applications. In trying to read an enemy's mind, you would, in a sense, become that enemy.
You wouldn't know which side you were fighting for.
Precisely. Cyborg memories are completely different, of course. A cyborg's visuals are often monitored by outside parties, much as we do with yours. This visual data can of course be recorded for later analysis. All with full video and all in the holographic memory in their left hands.
So you can just sit back and enjoy the movie?
Well, it's not always recorded, mind you. And even then, there's the issue of locating the desired data buried inside all that video. You might need to comb 10 days of recordings from 10 cyborgs to find a single person or document. That is 100 days of work. Even replayed double speed, 50 days.
Can't you automate the search?
Of course. You can flag any time a certain face appears or if certain words are said. But the process is not perfect, and it still requires time, you know. Besides which, often one doesn't know what they are searching for until they find it. But should you ever require a search through your memory, Raiden, I would be happy to assist you.
Yeah, for a modest fee, I'm sure.
You know, it's interesting though, because back probably when this came out, they thought like, oh, you can't do stuff in real time. Like they're talking about, oh, we'd have to go back through and blah blah blah. It's like, well, I mean, these days everything's tagged, you know? Video, like this video right now, for example. If I was streaming it, YouTube would know. YouTube knows the music that's being played within a few seconds. As soon as a face lights up, because like Facebook had at one time had a dossier of every American, I believe, right? Even if they didn't have a Facebook account, basically it started having a little folder or a file on everybody. And that's how it goes, right? Things develop. Like, so, let's say there's a camera and I'm walking down the street and it sees me. Maybe it doesn't know who I am, but it's like unknown person this. But then eventually I might show up somewhere else and it's like, oh, this is that person. Right? And now I'm linked, and then it could find me, maybe, and then, oh, here's the address associated, here's this, here's that, and it can start, like, it just starts feeding all this data into the folder. You know? But now things are being done in real time. Like, I say whatever. I say, some word, and, if I'm streaming, I say the N-word. The system will shut the stream down instantly. I assume. Stuff like that. Like, there's certain... It's developed at a ridiculous rate.
I have to say, Doc, it's almost scary everything nanomachines are capable of. SOP, brainjacking.
Oh, but the cyborg is capable of even more.
You think?
I do. With nanomachines. You know, this name has always bothered me, nanomachine. They are much more than smaller versions of existing machines. So much more. You cannot just take a motor and make it all teeny tiny, you know? A human chromosome is 10 micrometers long, roughly. A nanometer is 1/100th that length. These devices must be crafted at the molecular level to work at that scale. It is far more to do with molecular biology than mechanical engineering.
Huh.
Okay, Doc, but where are you going with it?
It is, however, now possible to create proteins that simulate viral functions.
COVID.
Effectively fooling natural human cells into taking on a wide range of less conventional characteristics, boosting strength or resilience, or even regenerative ability. Not to CNT muscle fiber levels, of course. After all, these molecules and proteins can only make use of the materials at hand. That is to say, the atoms that naturally occur within the human body.
I'm not sure I follow. Are you saying cyborg tech is already more advanced than nanomachines?
Well, not necessarily. But the potential for future growth seems much greater, does it not? Natural means can only rearrange what is already there. Boost one ability too far, and you might take away from another. If the human race is to truly evolve, I believe we must shed this DNA-driven organic flesh and exchange it for something far more functional. Cyborg technology seems better suited to this purpose, at least in terms of military applications. But then, who knows? A revolution in nanotechnology could be occurring even as we speak. Progress rarely takes the form we expect, you know. Such is the great frustration and glory of science.
I was getting Adeptus Mechanicus vibes from the Doctor just now. He's like, the moment I realized the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. That sort of thing. Warhammer 40k, it's the faction that is like cybernetic, basically. They create all the Imperium of Man's like weapons and vehicles and stuff. Yeah. Praise the Omnissiah and all that. But yeah, interesting. I had this weird thought, which is Kojima, it's always like a magic substitute, right? So it's when nanomachines were far off, it was that. When it was, back in the MGS2 days, it was AI, before AI became a thing. Then in MGS5, it was like parasites, because it's presumably like this, right? Man-made viral machines or whatever. I don't know what you call them, but yeah, it's basically that. Like, there's always something, whatever the next evolutionary step is, or the next thing that's near future tech, that's a substitute for magic, basically. So yeah.
Doc, that wolf you...
Okay, cool.
Glad.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, Courtney. Have you ever...
It'd be...
Huh. Well...
Oh, well, but
How are things back at Control, Courtney?
Okay.
Things are fine. Same as usual, I guess. Russia is... Russia. Not that I've left HQ much to see anything, really.
No concerns about security? Isn't that a civilian airport you're stationed at?
Sochi International, yeah. But we're fine. We have our own cyborg detail on the job. Plus, any trouble and we can just take off. Literally.
Oh.
One of the perks of housing your HQ in a giant transport plane, I guess. Now, if anyone wanted to mess up this op, they'd have a much easier time coming after you directly.
I'm not so sure. Have you seen this new body in action? It's amazing. It's ready for anything. Unless they...
Oh, Raiden, yeah. Your body? It's so amazing.
Very funny. Yeah, you know what I meant.
Oh, is it getting hot in here? Or is that just your body in action?
All right. If you're done, I'm going to get back to the mission.
Okay, I'll stop.
Thanks.
For a guy with a bod like yours, anytime.
That's hilarious.
By the way, I picked up something interesting on that tilt rotor back in Africa.
Desperado's getaway vehicle? What do you got?
I traced its registration. It comes up as a, get this, mail transport. A Somali civilian helicopter.
Not even the right type of aircraft. So the registration is fake.
Huh.
Well, par for the course for Desperado, I guess.
I wonder why they bothered with the tilt rotor in the first place.
Why not? They can take off and land without an airstrip, virtually anywhere. Hover, too. Meanwhile, they have the speed and range of a fixed-wing plane, or close to it. And they're quiet. You don't get all that BVI noise from the blades like with a normal copter.
Huh.
Aren't they more accident-prone, though?
They were. Used to call them Widowmakers. The rotor tech is really complex. There've been a lot of mishaps over the years, but each one's helped perfect the design. These days, they're as safe as any other aircraft, helicopter or fixed wing. Most of VTOL's bad rep is left over from the thrust vectoring jets of the past.
No wonder you know all this. Says here you took down a Harrier once. Wait, by yourself?
Well, I did have a rocket launcher. Wasn't so tough while it was in hover mode.
Right.
I bet you're just being modest. Must have been a pretty crazy op you were on.
You don't know the half of it.
Big shell. Yeah, man, I want to play that again. It's amazing. Like, I don't think they ever... So the original MGS2, it was done for the PS2, I think. And they individually modeled all the physics and stuff of, like, the ice cubes and everything. So strangely, the PlayStation 2 version was actually more advanced than the versions we have these days. Because now, when they ported it over, they just kind of like simulated the physics and stuff. And so if you actually look at footage from back then versus now, there'll be scenes with all like the water bugs and stuff like that, like because there's insects in Big Shell, and they basically had to take they had to remove a lot of that stuff basically. So you'll have bugs, but there will be far less of them, and they don't really behave accurately. So for example, in the original MGS2 on the PlayStation 2, you could watch the ice cubes melt. And you could shoot individual, ice cubes, individual bottles, and based on where you shot them, like the glass would fracture and fall. They literally, that's what the PS2 was designed for. Like the cell architecture of the system was, I believe they were using it to do, I know they did the protein folding thing with the PS3, but that was originally what they were using it for, was like, math stuff, right? It was just extremely complex to program for, but that's what they did, right? They programmed all of the physics stuff. And then, Bluepoint was like, well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if you shoot individual bags of flour and watch the flour go in according to where the bullets go, stuff like that. They didn't really care. And I kind of feel like it's a bit sad that you can't do all that these days. I almost feel like MGS5 tries to do stuff like that, but it doesn't get close, so.
What's up? No?
Okay.
Did you need anything else?
No, just one.
Okay. That, I believe, is it. Let us continue. We got a item box, couple item boxes. We got more item boxes. What is that? Another EM grenade. Oh! Interesting. Those dudes, the Raven things. I wonder if you want to use the... Well, I only have one. That's fine. Oh, we gotta... How do I do this? That dude's probably dead.
You gotta be pretty stupid to try and hide here. Enemy sighted!
Oh, crap, dude. Is he? Nope, he's dead. Oh, no, what the hell? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I tried to kill the dude, or, I'll take it. Okay. Were there multiple things? 'Cause I saw multiple... Oh, wait, what the hell? Oh. Oh, you're out of... Oh. Oh, it's the actual... The dude. We killed the dude, but not the actual thing. That's awesome. Well, poor dude. We gotta call and let him know a hostage was killed. Isn't there another thing? Oh, there is, but it's farther away. Okay. Repair. Oh, there it is. All right. Yep, in the box. Awesome. It didn't give us a thing. Okay.
That's where they're holed up.
Some kind of electronic lock on the gate.
Most likely it opens only if you have the right ID data stored in your left hand. Perhaps you could find a cyborg with access and borrow it?
You see any cyborgs around here, Doc?
Why not double back? Check the vehicle route again. You know, back at the entrance to the old city. Who knows? Maybe you can hitch a ride. Most likely, platoon commanders carry correct ID data for the gate. Use enhanced mode to figure out who to hit.
Just hit everybody. All right, well, we'll stop for now.
What's up? Okay, save complete. Don't let your guard down, okay?
I'm glad she didn't have anything else to say. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Really do appreciate it. Really hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. As always, guys, questions, comments, concerns, good, better, or indifferent, let me hear them. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, I'll go with this, my heated sleeve. It helps a lot, actually. So it's good. I'm out of coffee though, so I'll probably go grab something else. Yeah, that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. Hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.